Hey, what's up? It's Russell, and we are here with some Darkest Dungeon. So you're probably wondering, if you're not super familiar with the game, you're just looking at all this, you got a bunch of pictures, a bunch of numbers, two characters, and all these weird meters and bars. So for Darkest Dungeon, I kind of decided that I'm not gonna, start explaining all the game mechanics and all that stuff, and then go into the game, just because we'd be sitting there for who knows how long while I'm trying to find the words to explain exactly how the game works. So I thought the best idea would just be start the game, play it, and explain as you go. So this is the tutorial, so it is going to point out stuff and kind of guide. Probably it's going to help me. It's going to guide me through exactly what I want to explain. So pretty much, I'm not sure if it explained this yet. So you got your two characters. It's a party-based game. You're going through dungeons, and you can see the map of this particular dungeon down here. It's a tutorial dungeon, so it's like one straight line, but usually they're all sprawling out and going in different directions and stuff like that. And you always have an objective. These are your abilities. We'll get to more of that later. But yeah, so the party can go up to 4, and you'll see that once we get to the tutorial, because it starts you out with these two characters, the Crusader and the Highwayman. So kind of like your basic tanky knight, and then like your roguish character that does damage. They both can do considerable amounts of damage though, and they have other abilities as well. And so this is a light meter, and so we'll keep moving while I explain this.
Brigands have run up these
and you can hear
lanes.
the
Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So you can hear the awesome narrator. He kind of just pretty much adds flavor, dialogue to almost everything that happens. Even like just boring things, he'll make it sound really awesome. So pretty much right now we're going through a hallway. You can see 2 big squares and 4 tiny ones. The tiny ones are the hallway, and you can have kind of random events in each of those squares, so you don't really know what's going to happen while you're traveling along. And then you get random events for the big ones too. But the big rooms are usually more dangerous, and they have like objectives in them and stuff like that. Not saying objectives can't be out here, but just usually. And then you have the light meter up here, so you can see ++ scouting and ++ monsters surprised. So there's a surprise mechanic that'll kind of like move around your party, because your position in your party affects what abilities you can use and who you can attack. And scouting allows you to, when you get to a big room, scout the next hallway and next room, or like next couple hallways. But yeah, we're just gonna keep moving along here, and you can see we travel through the different squares. So we surprised him. So yeah, it's just talking about how to hit the enemy, turn-based combat, all that kind of stuff. So since he's surprised, he kind of skips his turn, this first turn. And we have our Highwayman, who's really fast, so we can use one of these abilities here. And since he can only use these 2 abilities because of his positioning. So Tracking Shot can only be used on the last 3 guys, and there's only 1 guy here. Grape Shot Blast is fine. It can use it can hit all 3 up in the front. Pistol Shot has to hit the ones in the back. But Open Vein is what we're going to use here, because we only have to hit 1 guy. And this is our best single target damage ability. Okay, so he's bleeding. Bleeding is exactly what you'd expect. He's going to take damage every turn from now on because of that bleed. But we're probably going to just kill him right here anyway, unless for some reason we were to miss.
Press disadvantage.
But no, we got him. And even I'm going to be learning a lot of things going through this playthrough, because there was just a big update, like that corpse, how it showed a corpse on the ground. I don't know exactly what that means, what that's going to affect. So some things even I'm going to be kind of questioning. But throughout the hallways and stuff like that, you can find different items, whether it's a chest, a tent. Sometimes there's torches lying around. The torches you use to bring your light up. And you saw earlier how when it's radiant light, which is the highest it can be, you can surprise enemies. You have a higher chance to surprise enemies and then scout. The lower it gets, the more advantages the enemies get, but you also get different advantages. So the lower it gets, you'll have a higher chance to do critical hits and also find more loot. So it's kind of a risk-reward system. If you stay safe, then you won't really get anything out of it, but you probably won't, encounters won't be as difficult. And you can see here shift click and shift control click. You can use that to kind of affect the torch's light by reducing it and stuff like that. So we're going to look in here. They left some stuff. They left some money and some onyx.
Unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten
So
places.
items stack, you can see, and gold stacks up to I think 1,500. And also there's like precious gems and different items that are that have a monetary value. So you can see onyx. But there's something much more interesting going on with these two guys right here. So you can see this guy has like a weird symbol down here. He takes up 2 spaces, I think it is. Possibly 3. I'm pretty sure no, yeah, it's just 2. But he takes up 2 spaces, so any ability that would hit the first person or the second person is going to hit him. So you have to use abilities that would hit the third or fourth person to take out this guy. And he's kind of like the damage dealer in these of this pair. He's kind of like the big tank up front that can do a lot of area of effect damage. But this is the guy I usually try to take out first. Because him by himself, he's annoying, but he's not gonna, he'll whittle you down, but a lot slower than this guy. So we're gonna try to take a shot at him. And some of these abilities as well are changed. Tracking shot, that doesn't sound familiar. But it seems like one of the old, it's just like a buff. And it gives you higher accuracy. It must be an actual attack where you pick a person and that person has less damage and you have a higher accuracy against them. And you know what? Yeah, we'll do that against him so we have a higher chance to kill him next turn. Okay. So he's gonna see. He's weak now. Usually he'll hit that. There'll be like a 3 or a 4 or something like that if he gets a high damage roll. So what's his stun resistance? 50%. So stunning is just like most other games. You can stun people and make them skip their turn. And it used to be really overpowered, so what they did was make it so if you stun somebody, they get extra stun resistance. So we're just actually going to attack the guy. We're going to use him to kind of whittle the guy down in the front, and then him, our highwayman, to try to take out the guy in the back. So we'll pistol shot him, hopefully take him out. He dodged it. We're still not doing too bad. Still trying to slowly whittle this guy down. Okay. Nice dodge. So you can see that there's a lot of math going on behind the scenes, and you can actually look at it. I haven't played in a while, so I don't remember the exact like how the numbers add and subtract. But there is a way that you can tell like, oh, okay, I have this exact percentage chance to hit somebody based on their dodge versus your accuracy and stuff like that. So we're gonna take another shot at the brigand fusilier in the back. Hit him, and I really want to kill him so that he stops lowering our health so much. But they're both getting really low, so awesome double dodge. But they should be dying in the next turn. So he's gonna, this will shoot me back. Yeah. So there's a lot of abilities like that that kind of affect your position in the party. And that could really hurt you. So you can see I can't even shoot the guy in the back anymore. Because those abilities you have to be in the last 2. But this guy's so close to being dead, I'm just gonna try to take him out right here. There we go, crit. And see here, a large corpse. So that's strange. I've never seen that before. It looks like they kind of just take up the place of the enemy that was previously there. Which is interesting. It is definitely an interesting thing. It probably had like no dodge. Yeah, so it's like you're guaranteed to hit it. But it's just kind of like a way to make you think a little bit more about who you kill and when you kill them. See, because now I have to switch. Because this guy's going to still be in the back, just taking us out. There we go. So he's going to move up front. And I don't know if he can shoot at us anymore. I think the ability that he can use to shoot at us is like only in the back. But we should be able to kill him right here anyway.
As the
Nice.
fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Okay, take all of that. And then it's just explaining how what happens when you complete a quest. Yep. Oh. Okay, this is new. Okay, so I want to return. I want to get out of here. Because that chest, you might be thinking, why did you pick up the chest? That chest is always trapped. It's called the Bandit's Trap Chest. So it's kind of like the first time you play it, you're like, oh, I'll open it. And then you kind of think, well, I was dumb. Its name is Trapped Chest. So. Okay. Well, that was pretty bad. So after your missions, I think after you level up, you get like a chance to pretty much acquire new little like passive ability. Not really abilities, passive perks. But I don't want to call them perks because some of them are bad. So you can see here the red ones are bad, and then the yellow ones are good. So you can see he got Fear of Mankind. So when he's against humans, he's going to be a little less accurate. He's going to get stressed out more easily. But he also has the counter of he has extra stress resist. So it kind of balances out, but not in the accuracy. So I'm going to have to get rid of that. And you can get rid of that in the town in different ways, and you'll see that later. And then his is just minus 10% stress heal. So it's harder. No, it's easier for him to get stressed. Or either that or it's harder to heal his stress. One of the two. But either way, it's bad when they get stressed out. And that's a whole nother mechanic.
Welcome home.
It's kind of like a second health bar
hamlet,
that
lands,
you won't die when it
and you are bound to them.
when it gets to the worst point, and it fills up rather than goes down. So when it fills up and you're all the way stressed, you kind of have to pass a dice roll kind of thing, and I don't know the exact percentages, but most of the time your character goes crazy and does a bunch of different bad things, but it's possible for them to kind of rise in the face of adversity and come out stronger, and maybe even like help out the rest of your team by being courageous and rallying them to fight harder. Okay. And then, so that right there, that white bar is the stress. And you can get rid of the stress and bad perks. But you have to complete some more quests to unlock these. So we'll try to go through our next quest pretty quickly.
Women and men.
These are all the different people you can recruit.
Fools and corpses.
So you can see, and these are always,
find their way to us now that the road
you always start out with these 4 characters. These are like your super basic characters. They're easy to understand. The most complicated one is probably the Plague Doctor, which is just kind of like a dedicated support, but is not really like a dedicated healer, where I can't remember the name. Let me see. The Seeker, the Vestal. The Vestal is like your dedicated healer. So usually you want to put these 2 in the back, and then these 2 in the front 2 spots. And you can see down here we have the gold currency, and then we have like other forms of currency, busts, portraits, deeds, and crests, and those are used to upgrade your little town, which will give upgrades to your character, so you can make them. They can have better equipment and better weapons. They can relieve stress more easily, or here you can recruit more and then keep more in your roster. So I usually try to upgrade these 2 first, because you want to get as many people as possible, because your characters will die and there's permadeath. So you want to be able to like fill up a spot if something goes horribly wrong in a mission.
Word is traveling.
Okay.
Ambition is stirring.
So we'll upgrade that,
cities.
and then these are
We can use this.
just the little cutscenes, and these are where you're.
Most will end up here, covered in
If you've
the
played
frozen
XCOM,
earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
and even if you haven't, it's not too complicated to understand. It's pretty much where you go to look at all the people that you've lost and how they died and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna embark on our next quest.
A mecca of madness and
easy. So
morbidity.
you just build the roster
Your work
here.
begins.
So you want to keep these 2 guys in the back, and you can look at their preferred position. So she actually prefers to be in the 3rd spot, and he prefers to be in the 3rd spot as well. So you kind of got to choose sometimes and look at which abilities you want to use. So does she have a heal? Yes. So the heal can be used in the back. Right here, this is the heal, and then a stun. Pretty much, she wants to be in the back. She can use all of her abilities here. She can use... Can she use this one? Okay, actually, she can't use this ability in the far back. But it's not that big of a deal, because we're going to be using her for mostly healing. And maybe, like, the occasional stun. And then, what abilities... Because when you get them in, they're going to have different abilities unlocked. So I could get a Plague Doctor that has, like, these first 4 abilities rather than these and stuff like that. So different Plague Doctor... You can unlock them later on, but different Plague Doctors will start out at different... with different skills and different quirks. Okay. And then you have these really weird quirks that kind of just, you don't really understand what they do until they actually affect you. So this one would probably be something like obsessed with self-worship. Either when you're in town, there's specific things that you can't do to relieve stress, or this kind of sounds something like if you see a mirror out in the, or like some glass out in the dungeon, he will like stop and look at it, and it might do something bad for the rest of your party. And then we go into the provision.
Preparedness.
So pretty much here you have to buy all of the things that you want to take into the dungeon.
In blood.
The most important things to bring are, at least especially in the beginning when you're a lower skilled player, food, torches. Throughout the dungeon, it's going to say stuff like, oh, your party's hungry, feed them. And then if you don't, they'll lose health and get stressed. But if you do, they'll heal a little bit. Okay, and then torches, you know what torches do. They increase the light meter at the top. I am usually I usually buy a lot more than I probably need. Both food-wise and torch-wise. And then I usually get like a shovel just in case. Shovels are used to usually clear obstacles and break into things. So there's specific things in like the hallways. Sometimes there'll be like a wall of rubble that you want to get past, and if you dig with your hands, you're going to take damage and stress, but if you have a shovel, you can get past that easily. And then you have some other situational stuff that you might want to take if you're going into a specific area. Like, there's an area that has a lot of different like enemies that can poison you, and so you might want to take anti-venom, or maybe there's enemies there that will cause bleeding, then you want to take the bandage and stuff like that. Let's see. And then this, what does this do? Okay, so this eliminates debuffs. This is another one of those. Okay, well, first of all, you can give it to a hero and then they get better resistance, so more defense. But you can also use it on items in the world, and then certain events will happen. Like, it could be like an unholy shrine, and then you put the holy water on it, and then you get like some gold. But we'll just hop straight into the mission here, so you can see more of the complicated combat system when there's 4 people, and kind of how that works. And our mission is to complete 100% of room battles, and you can see here you can forfeit and run away if you need to, but we should be fine. And then you can kind of see this is going to be an easy mission because we're just going to go through every single one. A lot of times, especially in the harder missions, they'll branch out, so it could be like you go over here and you do all these, but then there's some rooms over here and you have to backtrack. Okay, so we're just gonna get moving, and you can see stress just goes up randomly sometimes. And now we got some enemies, spiders. So now we kind of want to look at what you want to use. I'm not really a fan of this loadout. I'd prefer if it had the stun ability. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, blinding gas right here is one of my favorite abilities for the Plague Doctor, but we don't have it, so let's see. Right now we're kind of in like a buff roll. We can cure bleeding and blight, and then we can give people more damage, but these people are such low health, I'm going to try to just kill them as fast as possible. Okay, dodge. And since they're low health, usually with low health enemies, I use the wave clear stuff that'll hit multiple, because then you have a possibility to just kill multiple people in one shot. Okay. We'll try to stun one of these guys. Oh wow. Hopefully he goes first. Awesome. So if we get hit on both of these, they should both die. Wow. These spiders, they have high dodge. Awesome, high dodge back though. I think web stuns. That shouldn't be too big of a problem because it doesn't do much damage, and then we can do like an area of effect attack and just take him out. Okay, doesn't really matter because he's dead. Another web, kind of unnecessary. And then he got the stun resistance buff. And here we will hit this guy. And I think Judgment does damage, so we'll kill him.
Press disadvantage. Give them no
And
quarter.
corpses shouldn't, yeah, they should just disappear. So I have to see how I feel about that corpse mechanic.
So too will resistance.
I've definitely seen people online who don't really like it. But, I don't know, I definitely have to give it more time to figure out exactly my opinion about it. It's interesting and different, that's for sure. And it's definitely going to make it a lot harder, which might be what they're going for. I'm going to increase the torch. Again, I play very conservative. I'm sure later on I'll get like a party that I prefer to go in with like a high risk, high reward kind of situation. Maybe like a party built all around doing critical hits. Whoa, trap. So you can see they're just randomly traps.
Spring to life.
And
With a singular purpose.
they can hurt really bad. Kind of want to just do another torch. They can hurt really bad. So you kind of want to... I don't know if you can see them on the floor before they're activated. I don't think so. I think you have to scout them first. Okay, and we're going to leave these because these usually don't cause anything good to happen. And here, we brought a shovel.
Stone seems bent on preventing passage.
So that, again, I usually bring a shovel just in case. And a lot of times, too, sometimes you might not even use the food, especially in short missions. But you can also just use it as like a heal. So I can like heal her for a couple. And I think it's percentage based. Okay, so we got a fight, a trap, a chest, and then a fight, and then a fight, and then two chests and another fight. And we're going in with pretty high health. She's a little stressed, but nothing that we can't handle. So here we go. These are enemies that you haven't seen. Oh, I mean, you've only seen like two different kinds. But this guy right here, he's like, and you'll see a lot of enemies like this that are, they're just based on doing a lot of stress damage. So I want to take him out because stress can just wreak havoc across your whole entire team extremely quickly. So you want to kind of take him out really quickly. And these guys are, again, like just the basic damage dealers that want to like hit you and cause bleed. So we're trying to kill this guy. I think we got him. Nice.
As the enemy crumbles.
And then you can see the trap back here. That's not going to affect you in the fight, but once we get out of here, you'll see exactly how we can try to deal with that. Incision. Plague grenade. I don't want to use that because it's just a corpse back there. Yeah, we'll just cut this guy right here. Okay, and he has bleed. And then we'll try to kill this guy up front. And then if we can get like a multiple attack, so like grape shot or zealous accusation, we might be able to take out both of them. Or we could probably just kill him here, yeah. And then we'll just try to kill him. Awesome. Okay, and then these are like items that you can equip specific people with, and they get like different buffs and debuffs. But I don't really think I'll take it. I don't know if you can sell it, but I'll definitely take it. And then if I end up wanting to use it, then I'll use it. But it's not very interesting to me. And also you can see there's like, let me show you stats. So trap. So it is a 60% disarm rate. And then we got a 90%. So we're definitely going to use him. Yeah, you can see they all have like a trap stat, which pretty much determines how easily they'll be able to disarm traps, which is pretty cool. You like, it kind of makes sense too. You don't want to use a knight wouldn't really know how to get rid of a trap, whereas a highwayman would. And I don't have a key for this, so I'm just gonna leave it. And then we're gonna heal up a little bit because we're probably gonna be leaving soon. We only have like what, 2 more areas? Okay, a bunch of these guys. Awesome, we surprised them. So we're gonna try to kill these guys in the back before they have a chance to do much. And I'll be using some area of effect stuff. Okay, well, that sucked. We'll use plague grenade though. Hit these guys in the back. Because obviously skeleton can't bleed, but you can apply like a magical version of bleed, which is blight. And who do we want to stun? I think actually we're gonna try to kill these guys. We'll try to. Nah, we'll stun this guy. Okay, it missed. It might have been useless anyway, just because he's surprised already. So the question is, do I want to try to focus on somebody? I think I'm gonna try to kill this damage dealer. Because I usually like to protect my team before I kill the enemies. That might be a good strategy, it might be a horrible one. I'm not sure. But now they have 2 stacks of blight on them, which makes them take more damage. So they're definitely both dead without even if I didn't do anything to them, they'd both die. So I'm not even gonna attack them, because next turn they go, they're just gonna die. So now our focus is on these 2 guys up front. So we'll kill the damage dealer. Yeah, this corpse mechanic is strange because, like, previously, instead of having a corpse there, they both would have just shifted up. But again, it does seem like they're just trying to add more of a tactical element, which I can appreciate. And I want to hit this guy in the front. We're taking him out because these guys are they're gonna die. Some monsters have high protection, which absorbs attack damage. Damage over time. Blight and bleed ignore protection and are effective means to take down these highly armored opponents. So you can see this guy has high armor. Let's see, where's his... Oh, so protection's 33%. But if he's bleeding, which he's a skeleton, but if he wasn't a skeleton, if he's bleeding or he's blighted, he's still going to take the exact amount of damage it says here. That's not going to protect him. So I think we're going to try to stun him. Does he have a high stun? We'll try to stun him anyway. Awesome, he's stunned. So now we should be able to kill him next turn, no problems. Just take him out. Because all our guys should be faster than him, and they're gonna die from blight.
The greater the glory.
Alright, and that should be it, because he's gonna die by himself. That's interesting. I wonder why the guys in the back didn't leave. Do some leave corpses, not everybody? Wow, I mean, those look cool. See, plus 10 debuff skill chance and plus 10 move skill. So this is good if you have, like, oh, and for Arbalest, and I haven't played since they added the Arbalest and a couple of other characters. So we'll see exactly how they work. But that sounds like they're like a debuff move kind of character. And there are a lot of characters like that are based on just moving the enemy around, so they're in worse positions. Where you might want to pull up a weak character that's doing a lot of stress. You can pull them up to the front and take them out easily with like one of your high damage dealing characters. So we're just gonna go full on damage, try to take these guys out. Wow, did they reduce the... I mean, I might just be jumping the gun here just because he's missed twice, but I remember just being able to pretty reliably hit with that. But I'm sure it's just there's a reason for it to be a percentage based chance.
Remind yourself.
So you don't always hit it. Books, leave them. Don't do anything with books. If you burn books, your characters will go crazy. If you read the books, your characters will go crazy. Not all the time, but like 90% of the time, they will just go nuts. Okay, so we got another fight here. So this lady's another one of those stressful characters. And I want to take this guy out because he's nice. So we just, yeah, crit that guy. It's always awesome. Besides the fact that crits will reduce the stress of your party, like just hearing that boom, and then you see that giant yellow light, and then they just die. It's a great feeling. So we're gonna try to kill this lady in the back because she's another one of those stress characters. And usually you can kind of tank damage and heal, but stress is much harder to heal. At least it was back when I was playing. So let's see. Oh, this causes bleed, so we'll get the guy that can bleed. There we go, awesome. Graveyard slash, shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna attack you. That's nothing. I mean, but crit, obviously it hurts you more, but it also hurts your stress more. We're gonna zealously accuse, because he should probably die from bleed, and if it hits, and then it's gonna weaken this guy. There we go. And then we will try to kill that guy, and then she will move up. No, okay, because of the corpse. You really have to change your play style if you haven't played the game in a while, because that really changes things. Because I'm expecting her to move up so I can attack her again, but I'll shoot her and she'll die. But it is very strange.
This expedition at least promises success.
I wonder if they would take that out if too many people didn't like it. I mean, that is one thing about this game. I don't want to really... I'll take it. Awesome. So I got a buff. I feel like these developers, it's like there's been so many games on early access that are just, I should move them. So you can move your dudes right here in this area so you can get them in a good position before you actually go into a fight, which just makes sense. But yeah, a lot of developers use early access just as like either like a pre-order, like a pre-order kind of thing, or in the worst cases they use it to get some money and then they never finish the game. Where these guys, they're constantly updating this and Nuclear Throne. This is why I really like these developers. They're constantly updating, so it seems like they'd be willing to change it and go back on it. I feel like it would really suck because you put all this time into creating this new mechanic, and I'm sure it's very hard, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this is dumb," and then you have to get rid of it. I'm sure it happens all the times in games, though. I mean, you hear about it all the time in game development, having to cut stuff. It's just something that happens. So these guys in the back are just really high damage dealers. They usually deal damage to a single target because they have these crossbows. But yeah, they can really do some serious hurt. So we'll try to kill them. I think that does bonus damage against... No, it doesn't. I was going to say, some attacks do bonus damage against specific types of enemies. So these guys are unholy. And I know the Crusader does extra damage against unholy. Wow, they're really trying to get this guy. Wow, he took a lot of damage. So see, plus 15% damage versus the unholy. And we're going to use that to take out this Bone Soldier, because he's a high damage like melee guy. Wow, these corpses, again, they're really getting to me. They're not annoying me, but I'm saying that just tactically they are really messing me up. Oh. This should I'm trying to think, do I want to shoot? I'll just shoot this guy. Nice crit, because he's gonna die next turn. So now we just gotta worry about this guy in the front. Okay, and this is gonna, because he's almost gonna be dead, so you can see he's at death's door. If he takes any damage from here, he will die. So he can stay at the 0 HP, but if he takes any damage, he will die. So we gotta hope that she goes and is able to. Yeah, it should be fine. I'm gonna stun him just in case. Oh no! I gotta heal. There we go. So that's actually a tactic that used to be really popular in the game. Is that you would just, it didn't really matter if anyone went to death's door, because you would just heal him up. So you would just kind of like leave one guy alive and then just heal up everybody. And then they I can't remember exactly how they nerfed that. But I remember hearing about them doing things to change that. It was kind of cheap. It made it kind of easy. So we're trying to stun him. Alright, he should die here. And then this is going to be the last fight, right? We have a nice chest here. Yep, so we can continue adventuring just to pick up this chest. Oh no, it's trapped. Okay, well, that sucked. We didn't get really anything good out of that. I mean, we got good stuff out of the quest in the whole, but sadly that chest was trapped at the end. But here are our rewards. So we got an item that we can give to our Vestal for healing. I don't know what virtue is. That might be like the thing that happens to you when you stress out. Instead of going insane, you become virtuous, but I'm not exactly sure. Then we got some gold, and we got a bunch of stuff down here. Some crests, some deeds, and some busts. And we will take these. Just because it sucks when you get a bad thing, but it's really good when you get the good stuff. So like, what is it? Scurvy? Why is it green? I don't understand. I don't know what the difference. I've never seen the green ones before. They're bad. The yellow ones are good, red ones are bad, and green are bad. So it's like you have one good one and then two bad ones. Oh well, we'll get rid of that stuff eventually.
Our family name
Permanent.
So well regarded, is now barely whispered aloud.
Over time, some negative quirks will lock into place and become permanent. Permanent negative quirks cost much more to remove in the sanitarium. That is interesting. Okay, that's a new mechanic. Alright. Well, I'll go through like the Abbey and the sanitarium and all that stuff when I need to, but we'll do that in some of the later videos. So, if you like the video and glad that I'm playing Darkest Dungeon, you like how I'm playing it, or anything like that, you can just click the like button, leave a comment, send me a message. If you want to see more of it, me playing this, Nuclear Throne or Invisible Ink, you can subscribe and check out those videos as well. And if there's something that you didn't like, or you have any constructive criticism, you can leave a comment. I'm saying this a lot. You can leave a comment, send me a message, any of that stuff. Just because I will respond. So that's kind of why I'm letting you know that you can, for any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send me a message or leave a comment. Other than that, I hope you have a good rest of your day.